People are angry at Lucasfilm, Gina Carano, and pretty much anybody else because it seems like, at least to some people, that Rangers of the New Republic may not be happening. We'll discuss that and more on today's Star Wars video. Today's video is sponsored by Vite Ramen. Now, if you guys are familiar with EckhartsLadder, you're probably familiar with Vite Ramen because they are a very, very good friend of the channel. Now, making the right decisions when it comes to food can be very difficult during a pandemic, let's just be honest, especially when there's not a whole lot to do and, it's difficult to go grocery shopping or whatever else. Vite Ramen offers a good way to eat healthy, even when you're limited when it comes to time or energy. It's certainly a better nutritional choice than picking up a hamburger or a piece of pizza. Vite Ramen is also phenomenal though. It's designed to be much healthier than those cheap 99-cent ramen packets you could buy at the store. It's got less sodium, more bioavailable nutrients, while also, in my opinion, and according to most people who I've seen who have bought the product, tastes much, much better. Vite Ramen is always sort of tinkering and improving their flavors, and if you go onto their website, you can see not only the wide array of flavors they have now, but the changes they made with their 1.2 patch notes. Vite Ramen is also just a great company to work with. They really helped me out with my Star Wars Squadrons tournament, not only with money, but actually with producing the thing, and they've always been a great supporter of me. Plus, I know that they treat their employees right. They're a small American business, so it feels good to support a company like that. Anyway, if you're interested in trying Vite Ramen, I'll have a link down in the description. There's also the code EckhartsLadder you can use, and if you check the website, you can even get some free stuff with your order. But let's roll the intro. Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder. Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are covering a very strange and perhaps overblown series of events. This will maybe be a shorter video, but every time I've been streaming or whatever in the past few days, people have asked for my opinion on it, so I figured it might be interesting to talk about. Anyway, funny enough, this all started from a non-story. A couple of days ago, there were rumors that Dave Filoni had gotten a promotion within Lucasfilm. Specifically, that he was now an executive creative director. Whatever exactly that means, I'm not sure. Anyway, it turns out that that role was actually one that he had gotten some time ago, and in fact, the only difference was that official websites were now properly displaying his promotion. As a side note, I don't think executive creative director is likely any huge upgrade in terms of responsibility. It's most likely just a different role in terms of pay and compensation, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion, and to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Lucasfilm's internal structure, which, to be honest, is the case for pretty much everyone, even those who claim they do. Anyway, Variety put out an article covering this story, and the important thing that we're talking about for today's video is a line about halfway through, which says, in December, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announced that Filoni and Favreau are executive producing several Mandalorian spin-offs for Disney+, including the Book of Boba Fett, which is currently shooting and premiering in December, and Ahsoka, starring Rosario Dawson, and based on the character Filoni created in the Clone Wars. A third announced spin-off, Rangers of the New Republic, is not currently in active development, and of course, it's that last line about Rangers of the New Republic which drew a lot of attention. I'd say the overall assumptions were that because Rangers of the New Republic is not in active development, that it's been canceled or at least indefinitely suspended, which was personally really disappointing of an idea to me because that's by far the show that I'm looking forward to the most. But a lot of people also made the connection between, of course, Cara Dune and Gina Carano and her exiting Star Wars, and perhaps that's why Rangers of the New Republic is not in active development. So I don't want to talk about my thoughts on Gina Carano because honestly it's exhausting. There's really no nice way to navigate that subject, and you're always going to make somebody mad, so we're not going to talk about that today. But is the idea that it was Gina Carano's departure which caused all of this accurate? Well, I'm not sure. I want to talk about the character of Cara Dune in a bit, but I also want to just look at the actual text of what's in this Variety article. And that's to say nothing about the fact that we don't necessarily have to take Variety as truth. I do believe that what they're reporting is probably accurate, but it's also possible that somebody misunderstood the current situation or just didn't listen to the announcement properly. I don't think that's likely. It seems like they're going off inside information here, but it's a bit weird that they didn't highlight it as such. But anyway, what does not currently in active development mean? Well, it could mean just that. The show is not being worked on right now. When Rangers of the New Republic was announced, there was not an air date announced alongside of it, and there wasn't even an indication, I don't think, that it was coming soon. Besides, I guess, the idea that it was all going to tie into a greater narrative as part of The Mandalorian. Now, I think some of us assume that that would mean the shows run concurrently, would run towards one big ending point. But that's not necessarily the point, and it could very well be that Rangers of the New Republic is not currently in active development because Disney is already actively developing a ton of Star Wars properties. First of all, we've got The Bad Batch. In my opinion, it's almost certain that Season 2 is being worked on right now by the animation department. I think, too, that there's probably another animated show under development, but that's just a guess for me. We've got Star Wars Visions, and I believe that Droid series is supposed to air this year as well. Plus, we have the larger, more prominent shows. We know for certain that Kenobi is in development, not just active early development, but perhaps decently far along. We know that Cassian Andor right now is currently filming. We've seen some leaks of the set there, so that's probably taking a lot of effort. Of course, we also have the Book of Boba Fett, which is in active development and also filming, I believe. Plus, I think they're also doing some early work, most likely for The Mandalorian Season 3, maybe The Book of Boba Fett Season 2, The Bad Batch Season 2, and according to this article, Ahsoka is also being worked on right now. So it could very well be, and the article doesn't really make any sort of value statement either way, that the reason Rangers of the New Republic is not in active development is because there are so many projects right now, and there just isn't room to develop this series, and that may have never been the plan. Like, we have Mandalorian Season 3, for example. We always knew that development on that wasn't really going to start until development on the Book of Boba Fett started slowing down a bit. A few people on Reddit also pointed out a really interesting quote on StarWars.com about Rangers, which was specifically, "Sit within the timeline of The Mandalorian. This new live-action series from executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will intersect with future stories and culminate into a climactic story event." So it's very possible that Rangers of the New Republic isn't being worked on right now because it will be the forum for this big conclusion to whatever story, maybe it's Thrawn or whatever else, The Mandalorian and Ahsoka will be setting up. So of course we've got the Gina Carano thing and we can't ignore it. Looking at how Gina Carano could have fit into Rangers of the New Republic is difficult because we don't even know for sure that she would have been one of the stars of the show, although that was the rumor going around, and I do think it's pretty likely that she was envisioned to play a part in the show. I mean, her character was well liked in The Mandalorian. I think pretty much every Mandalorian character was well liked. But it wasn't really unique and certainly not really replaceable, so I find it very difficult to understand why Gina Carano leaving before the show even starts filming, or is even really written by the sounds of it, would result in any major changes. To be honest, as much as I like the character, you can replace her with another Rebel trooper, and the only thing you're really missing out on is that connection with the Mandalorian. It's not like you're losing Ahsoka Tano or another character like that, so just my opinion anyway. I don't know, I've just seen a lot of dumb comments about how, like, this show is officially canceled or it's up in the air or whatever else. And it's way too early to say that, in my opinion. Like, for one, this is just a report from a Variety article. This isn't an official news release from Star Wars or Disney or Lucasfilm. And even in that Variety article, the language was ambiguous enough that none of us can really be sure exactly what's going on. At least that's my opinion. I look forward to hearing what you guys think down in the comments section. Until next time, though, guys, have a good one, be safe, and may the Force be with you.